I'm pretty excited about it. Not gonna lie. I'm ready to have a little bit of a vacation and get the heck out of here. But I have questions to answer and things I want to talk about, so let's get started. Disney movie, that was my question from last week, and I love Disney movies. My mom was always big into Disney movies, so we were raised to love them to death when we were kids. My sister kind of veered off towards more Muppets, which are not Disney at all, but I love Disney movies, and The Lion King has always been my favorite one. When I was a kid, I was a really big nerd on voice actors. I could pick out voice actors, and I still can to a certain extent. Whenever I watch an animated movie, I kind of find myself distracted about who is doing the voices and what. The most recent time that happened was when I went to see The Guardians of Gahul, and I was just being like, I know who this is, I know who this is, I know who this is, I know who this is. But in The Lion King, at one point, because I subscribed to this magazine that had all the answers about these sort of things and interviews with the Disney actors and things, I know almost all the names of all of the voice actors in The Lion King. And, I mean, just to give you an idea of how big a geek on voice actors I was. 1991, I think, is when Beauty and the Beast came out. I had just finished first grade, I'm pretty sure, and I heard Mrs. Potts, and I knew it was Angela Lansbury. I didn't know her name, but I turned to my mom and I said, Mom, isn't that the same lady who does Murder, She Wrote? Yes, it is. Okay, so, and speaking of, voice actors, Jonathan Taylor Thomas did the voice of young Simba. That was my first celebrity crush, by the way. So speaking of crushes have never worked out for me very well. At least one of the guys that I liked when I was in school turned out to be gay. Most of them were athletes and completely out of my high school, social ranking. I once professed my love to a crush in an email over Y2K, thinking just in case the world would end. So there's that. My current celebrity crushes, the big one is Lee Pace. He's my husband. I don't know if you've heard, we're very happy together. I'm not super thrilled that he's doing the new Twilight movie, but, he slept on the couch for a few days, and we're over that. We're getting past it. I have kind of a geek crush on Michael Cera right now. I don't really oh my gosh, I love him, he's so cute. I don't even necessarily think he's super attractive. I just really like his movies right now. And Jason Schwartzman is complete and total nerd. I have a thing for nerds. I really do. And I've been watching Bored to Death on HBO, and I love him in that, and I just want to have one and squish him. Oh, so things that make me happy. Man, I'm doing okay, actually. Things that make me happy: music, writing letters, and my favorite movies. And I have a lot of my favorite movie changes depending on my mood, I guess. I hate the question, what's your favorite movie? Because I don't have just one. Indiana Jones movies are pretty far up there. Star Wars movies are pretty far up there. Can't Hardly Wait, which is a dopey teen comedy that they made in the late 90s with Ethan Embry, Seth Green. I love that movie. I know all the words to that movie. The Lion King, again, do that. Writing letters, I write to people to make me happy, or getting mail makes me happy, but, I don't write letters because I expect things back. I write them because I like to send a little bit of happy into the world. I also have been watching Pushing Daisies before bed lately to end my day on a good note, which is pretty helpful, actually. Hello, Lee Pace, you're there. Books to movies, that was an interesting question, Sarah. Scott Pilgrim, it has to be said. They were graphic novels first. They're fantastic. The adaptations are actually pretty great. A lot of fun. Atonement by Ian McEwan, which I always mispronounce his name. Oh my god. That book is fantastic. It is incredible. It is insane. I don't even know how... It's a writer's dream. I mean, if you're a writer, you'd love to read it. Dexter, Darkly Dreaming Dexter, Jeff Lindsay. I don't know if you count that as being... I mean, it's not a movie, obviously, but it's a book. And the transitions between the books and the TV shows are fantastic. Little Children, Tom Perrotta is a great movie. Horrible, just sad book, but it's good. I really like it. Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts was a horrible movie, but a great book. It was the first book that I ever just couldn't stop reading. But yeah, so that's all I'm going to talk about there. I'm running out of time. I'm so addicted to Lion King. I have Pez dispensers, I have toys, I have bedding, I have banks, I have rugs, t-shirts, mugs, everything. My family still knows, even though the movie came out like 15 years ago, that I love it still. Alright, way over time. I gotta go. Question for Tally. What did you have for lunch today? Everybody, what did you have for lunch today? That's really random, but I'm sorry, I'm half-assing it as I'm on my way out the door. It's going to be like 6 minutes. Sorry about this, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving. I will see you next week.